Hello, 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 everybody. This is Angel Rebo with Expansion Network, and this is the 77th Ask Julius Show. 77. Someone said that today, 7 and 7, it was a magic number, so there's going to be magic in today's show. And everybody, thank you so much for everybody that is already here on the show. Thank you for being with us. We have lots of questions, and we obviously have Kasey, with us. Hi, Kasey, how are you?
Fantastic. I've had a rich and full day. I hope everybody else has as well. Full of love, of course, full of opportunity, full of expansiveness. And it's always such a great pleasure to be here with everybody.
Absolutely. We are so ready, and the audience is already here. And Angel Wings Amanda from far away. Hi, everyone. So good to be here. Absolutely. So good to be here. Please have your questions ready because we're going to start asking questions to Julius immediately and his group of entities. Hello, Greg. Hello, everyone. Let me show this message as well. Hello, everyone. And please remind us, all of us, Greg, if you were so kind, of the magic besides or behind the 77th show, please, because you already told us something about the 77 last week. And we also have Hilda B, one of the most askers, if that question exists in English. Thank you so much, Hilda, for being here. It's a pleasure to have all your questions every single show. Hello, everybody. Magnificent souls. Happy to be here. Absolutely happy to be here for us too. And esoteric aromatherapy. Great to join in. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for being here with us every single show. We have someone new, several people new, and we are so happy to be here. And obviously our production team as well. Hello, everybody. So great to be together again. All right. So, by the way, we also have Jacqueline DeGrasse here. Hello, everybody. We have so many people and so active already. And I was going to show some action here as well. Some captions here. All right. So again, this is episode number 77. We've been here for a long time. And we have these incredible questions. That's actually, I'm going to start with the permission of everybody. I'm going to make myself small, as you know, as I do every single show. And this is a question that came from Badat Fakar. And the question actually has three different parts, but it's almost the same. What is the main difference between light warriors and light workers? The difference between being a conduit like Julius or Bashar? Do those choose you over other things stacked through the multiverse?
The warriors versus workers master is, we would say through definition, quite literally the difference. There are literal warriors, soldiers, warriors that literally go to war in the galactic fields between what you would perceive to be as good and bad, or high consciousness and low consciousness. That is the truth. Battling souls are of low consciousness. It does not make them bad or good. It is a low consciousness action to battle. If we say that, that's why you can all understand why we refer to humanoids as low consciousness beings. We didn't say you're good or bad. We said that is a byproduct. A light worker is more likely a high consciousness being coming in to teach, to help remember, to help those souls remember that they are source, to help inspire and instill possibilities, love, and joy without any form of forcement, violence, or control. So we would say it's a frequency differentiation, Master, according to what we think you are asking us. To be clear, not good or bad, just different energy frequencies, different energy frequencies. And the truth is, Master, there's only one of us here. So these are fractalized versions of you in massive variations. What we can tell you, Master, is that Bashar has never been human. He has never taken human form. He has never walked on the Earthship and therefore has no actionable relevance to what he perceives to be advice or information for you. And we have. That's what we will tell you is the primary difference with that. We want to come back and reinforce to you that some of the questions that you ask about the multiverse are still holographic projections. We want to enforce that you are Source, Master, in a fractalized version. You are not separate and singular. There isn't any version of you that is separate from another version, whether it be interdimensionally, interrealmly, intergalactically, omniversally, or above all polarized action, reduced frequency of thought back into light and pure thought essence. It is just an expansion and an extension, an infinite variation of the fractalized version that we are all Source and we are all one thought.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much. And we keep on having our audience saying hello, hello, everybody. Stacy Savage, the one and only, is here as well. Thank you so much for being here. And I was going to actually ask a question that is offline, comes from it didn't come offline. It came online the other day, but we didn't have time to answer it. And actually, it's about some fantastic retreat we are going to celebrate in November 8th to the 10th. And Ursula Baker was asking, wasn't our human DNA reduced when the decision was made to close the stargates? And the reason why I'm relating this to the retreat is because can we try to find the stargate in Sarasota? Sarasota is where the retreat in November is going to happen. So that's why, by the way, you have at the top left corner of your screen, you have the QR code where you can get all the information about this incredible retreat that's going to happen in November from the 8th to the 10th. But let's answer Ursula's questions first.
So, Master, we're going to tell you that you are a stargate. That's what we will tell you. Would you like us to help you find yourselves? That's what we do. We will help you rediscover and remember yourself as Source. You are any thought projection that you perceive to be that exists outside of you, internalized as well as externalized. To even give you another point of view, we could tell you that there are innumerable stargates and the fact that the Earthship herself is a stargate. So you can't miss one. Isn't that amazing? What you can need to know is the reference aspect of the dimension that some of them exist in. But ultimately, if your consciousness is high enough, you don't even need that differentiation either. No worries, Master. Resonate in love and all is well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And now let me go to a question live from Hilda B. Does blowing up our light help us accept the perspective of oneness? Is it helpful to maximize the area to include galaxies, to include other dimensions? How does other dimensions look like?
Yeah, so Masters, when you blow up your field, you are in the moment of now, which is your highest frequency aspect of yourself, when you blow your field up. When you do it from the 0.0 aspect, the void or the now, it has an exponential reach and an exponential frequency versus on the reduction of your energetic field if you are in past or next application, which is where most embodied beings perceive their reality to be or conjure their realities from, okay? You are all energy, and that is a truth. But when you are blowing your energy up in frequency, Master, up in frequency, then it naturally is a massive extension in circumference as well. So when we say blow it up, we mean rise it up in its frequency, and your reach is exponential.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's go for the next question that comes from. There's another one from Hilda B. Let me ask someone else's before. Jacqueline DeGrasse, I want to reuse. Yay! Why not? Of course. What words can I use to instruct my body to reverse aging?
Well, reverse aging isn't just about words, Masters. It's about your thoughts and your emotions. Words are old. Words are very old. In fact, we would not really encourage you to use words at all. We would encourage you to have thoughts and emotions in the now. There are no words yet. So when you use words, you are speaking in the past tense or previous, where your restoration for your physical body comes from the now. So we wouldn't really encourage you to use words at all.
All right, fair enough. Thank you so much. Then a question from Robin Azima. And that's Robin's question. Thank you so much, Kasey, Julius, Angel. A question on behalf of my sister about an auric reader with an electrodermal sensor. She wants to purchase for her clinic. I'm not keen, but wondering if this really is able to pick up imbalances in the energy field.
We do not enforce that it does an accurate thing. We would say that your auric field is not measurable by a computer. That's what we will tell you. You can calibrate a computer with any program to pick up on any aspect of a heat sensory system from your hand. So usually those are programs that are programmed to pick up on different temperatures as you touch a device that they're used for, or touch a device on your physical body. So they're mostly reading your temperature of your body, not authentically your energetic auric field.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so another question we have here from Amy N77. Good evening. Can the work done in a vault removal be undone? I feel that it didn't last in me what you did. Can the peeled two other DNA strands be covered again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with fear, Master, with fear. You are always, always, always either blocking your energy frequency or opening up your energy frequency. And that has everything to do with your level of consciousness, the way that you think and the way that you feel. Everything limiting in your energetic field comes from fear-based perspective, and everything released, surrendered, fluid, and healed comes from love. So you could have all of the energetic work done, all of the healing work done, and 5 minutes later, you can be sick again, and you could have all kinds of blocks and resistances again if you are afraid, if you are a low consciousness being, and mostly if you go back to the old way that you think. It's really conducive for you to be on a conscious journey, changing your ways of thoughts, changing the way you perceive yourself in conjunction with all types of applications to help you. But that is how it is, because you are supporting those existing in your energetic field anyway through your thoughts and through your emotions. Low consciousness states hold and block. That's how those vaults are in your field and why they're still stuck in your field. If you go into the high levels of consciousness, they will all be released. But here's the truth. You have hundreds of those vaults, hundreds of those vaults. So once your body adjusts to the extraction, you may not feel the grandeur effects of the extraction itself because others have repositioned themselves, and you may feel blocked again. So it's kind of a rearrangement that can be taking place for you as well. Depending on the vault that you had removed and the issue that it was dealt with, doesn't mean that there's only one vault per energetic issue or emotional issue. You could have many, 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 many vaults that address the same issue. And that calls for a much deeper extraction. That's why we offer series of extractions for vault removals, but we also encourage you to be studying, practicing, disciplining yourself to shift and rise your energy conscious frequency.
All right, thank you so much. Next question from our friend Amit. Dear, hi Amit, nice to see you again here. We have all the heavy hitters with us today. Yay! Hello everyone, and big thank you for this extraordinary show. Absolutely our pleasure, Amit. I take this opportunity to ask Julius the truth about the current woke culture and LGBTQ plus movement. Is it a form of manipulation to reduce the consciousness of society? I ask this question as children are getting confused and they need to know or told truth and not being manipulated.
Mm-hmm. The agenda behind it, Master, is satanic worship. And the agenda behind it is to keep you separate and singular from each other, to keep your identities wrapped in a physical costume that isn't real. So that is also an attempt to program you into not knowing that you are source, which is the same deal for all of the programming. It's just another version of it. But they can just keep dividing you and dividing you and dividing you and dividing you, and insulting you and activating you and triggering you. But it is also such a huge precocity, isn't it? If you literally think that you can take this right here and convince yourself that it's a toe instead of a finger, well, that's fine. You can play pretend, but please admit that you are playing pretend. And that's perfectly fine too. If you want to identify as anything, we would encourage you to identify as a light being. We would encourage you to identify yourself as source energy, as love. And that is the truth, Master. And if you want to contribute to the expansion of consciousness, we would suggest you start telling yourself, your loved ones, your relatives, your friends, and your children that they are not their physical costumes, but that they are source, playing pretend on a physical realm.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next question from Elizabeth DeGrasse Miller. Hi, in the middle of the night, I wake up, change my position in bed, and happen to see this black, oddly shaped thing move in the air and go across my window and up over my house. Do you know what this was?
Mm-hmm. No. It could be many things, Master. It could be an interdimensional being. That is truth. It could be a distortion of an animal. But, Master, it's probably you not fully embodied back from your dream state in the middle of the night. But can be interdimensional beings. There's no question about that. The veils between the dimensions are a little bit thinner during the moon cycle. So the moon actually tends to open up the veils of the interdimensions, and the sun has a tendency to close them down. Excellent. That's new information.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's another question from Hilda. It's related to this, to the one that we had before. So I'm going to put this one before the other ones. All right. So actually, well, it's not a question. Actually, it's her experience. Hilda B saying, I had several vault sessions and I had noticed that my vitality and my mood have been upgraded. More stamina and more moments of joy. And then, like a follow-up question from Amy N77, is there a way to remove blockages in getting and receiving enough money to get all those vaults?
Those are limitations, Master. They're just energetic limitations, perceptions of lack and scarcity. That is the truth. As you change and grow your perception of all of that, you'll be amazed at how your energy shifts. Everyone will tell you that. Everyone will tell you that abundance is an energy frequency based on a perception of abundance. Same thing with lack and scarcity, Master. We promise you that's how it works. Even if you don't recognize it, it could be evident in your life. And that is a great thing, because then that's your clue that there's a great space and a great opportunity for you to love yourself out of any form of limitation.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Another question from Hilda B. Does the Kundalini energy go with the soul when it transitions out of the body? Does the ego go with the soul when it transitions out of the body?
Okay, so your Kundalini energy is your soul energy. It is your soul energy. So we could tell you, yes, they are not separate from each other. Your Kundalini energy is kind of like a memory chip on a computer. It holds all experience simultaneously that is going on as source evolves to know itself, and it's infused into the fractal that is source. It's awareness, Master. If we were to describe in a word what Kundalini energy is, it's awareness. Massive, infinite awareness. It is source awareness of itself. It is integrated into every sentient conscious aspect that is a fractal of source. The ego is a byproduct of the physical realm. You do not understand the difference between an ego and an altered ego state. When you become embodied, you implement an action in the brain for safety called an ego. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little energetic space in your brain that keeps you safe on a physical realm. It does not cause distortion. It does not keep you in low consciousness. It does not cause you problems until it is fed with fear and becomes an altered ego state in which it overtakes your calibrated perspective of who you are and where you live, keeping you reduced to separate and singular, and keeping you locked in fear. That's an altered ego state. You do not take your ego out of non-physical. There's no need for it. It is a safety mechanism for a realm. Your altered ego is a conscious perception. It is not an actual aspect of the brain that has grown. It is a perception alone that has grown, and that can certainly go with you out of a body, because you do not have to have a brain to have a thought.
All right. Thank you so much. Next question from Amy N77. How can I get rid of human enemies completely and forever, especially if these humans are police officers or government officials?
We're not sure. So, Master, you're locked in judgment. So we're not sure exactly what you're asking us, how to get rid of enemies. If you are attracting enemies, it's because your energy frequency is in alignment with them. That's a low energy frequency. We're not sure what you're asking us. Are you asking us how to eliminate low consciousness and low frequency on the realm? Well, that's up to each sentient being to grow their consciousness. If you're going to walk and play on a realm, you're going to walk in a polarized aspect, one that has a controlled element to it. And you won't escape that while you're in a physical experience.
All right, excellent. And now it's time to talk about this extraordinary energy reconfiguration 3-day retreat with Julius that's going to happen in, if I remember well, in Siesta Beach in Sarasota. Siesta, Siesta. You can Google it. Last show during show 76, we even went to this map online to show you what it was, and these beautiful pictures of Siesta Beach. And let me share the screen. Here it is. Let me share the screen. All right, so there's going to be this retreat, 3-day retreat, 8th, 9th, and 10th of November in Sarasota. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And there's going to be several things that are going to happen in there. So, first of all, obviously, there's going to be a group of people up to 20. Up to 20. People are already signing up. So, please hurry. Otherwise, you will not have a spot for you. I have personally been at retreats with Julius and Kasey, and they are outstanding. They are life-changing, and lots of things happen besides fun. It's a high-energy, fun place with fun things happening over and over and over for those 3 days. But the most important thing is energy reconfiguration. We have been talking about energy reconfiguration already today with a few of the questions. Could you please elaborate a little bit more? What can we expect?
Yeah, you can. You can expect the most amazing time. How about that? We love that. We love that. So this year, I have been blessed to get massive, massive downloads on different applications while I'm channeling Julius. Julius has so many things coming in for me. And so we've had new energetic applications that we've been launching and we've been doing all year, 10 months now into this year, and doing all kinds of crazy new things. And we wanted to put it together in a retreat for everybody. So while you can, and certainly do, get these services individually from me online and things like that, we want to bring it to the physical, in-person experience. So at this 3-day retreat, we're going to be providing one of the 3 days is going to be 3 full vault activations for everybody in the retreat as a group participation. So on the second day, you're going to get 3 full DNA, 3 spiral, helix, dormant strand applications. You can read about those online as a group application. And then we're also going to be doing some new energy upgrade applications that we have access to as well as brain activations, as well as meditations and processes. We're going to get out on Siesta Key Beach. It is a 99.9% quartz crystal beach. It's crazy, Siesta Key Beach. So we're going to get everybody out there. And then, of course, you're going to be saturated with all kinds of Julius teachings. If you're familiar with the classes and the courses, or if I've been blessed enough to have you in a live audience in front of me, you know what that's like with Julius. So you're going to get all kinds of teachings. Everything's going to equate to an energy upgrade. And you're going to get to hang out with the most amazing people, Truly believe that this is going to assist so many of you, those of you who come to the retreat. We know that this has been a huge, huge year of change. If your life didn't change 100% the first 6 months of the year, odds are you're going through massive changes the second half of the year. Julius kind of warned us of this. It's like the tower year for everything. So much disclosure, so much revealment, so many lives literally feeling like they're falling apart. And yet, of course, we know they're falling into place once we get through that catastrophic asteroid hitting your body phenomenon or hitting your life phenomenon. And all of this energy is going to help bring it all together for you, help make sense of everything, and help really get you ready for the energy that you're opening up yourselves to. So this is our contribution to all of that shifting, all of that craziness. We've been working that with everybody all year long, and you're going to get it in person. If you are enjoying these processes online, in person is a whole nother level, And that's what I can tell you for sure about the retreat experiences.
Obviously, as you said, it's a completely different level when you do it in person, but also it's a different level when there's so many people at the same place at the same time, and like joining for the same purpose, right? What happens spiritually speaking when so many people meet on a retreat center close to the seaside
Oh, yeah.
to do this kind of activations and
Oh, yeah.
reconfigurations? What happens?
It's crazy. So we call that collective conscious creative thought. And it does take your energetic experience and multiply it. There's no question about it. The cool thing is also stabilizes this state. Like it's literally like rebar stabilizing concrete. Okay. When you have a group of extraordinary people focusing on extraordinary energy, unleashing extraordinary energy, activating extraordinary energy, and spreading this out. This is a stabilization. It is the coolest thing. You talk about feeling jacked up when you are done with this thing, but better than that, infused, turning that inward as well as outward on your life and to everybody else that's within your energetic reach. What becomes really interesting, Angel, that we've seen at a lot of these retreats is people will report back that their whole family had some kind of a shift while they attended the retreat, that the aftermath of your energetic reach is also extremely interesting. It also helps to stabilize things for you. To add the layer of the ocean, we don't even know that we really need an explanation, but we're going to say it anyway. Water is the conduit for electricity. There's no question about it. And of course, you all know that the ocean itself has so many interdimensional, extraordinary, accessible energies. And this is a crystal beach. It's crazy. It's crazy. The crystals itself acts as an amplifying conduit. You can look up the properties of quartz crystals, the benefits of quartz crystals, the healing energies, the amplification. This retreat is all about amping you up, ramping you up, calibrating you, unleashing you, and assisting you in remembering that you are source. With all of that energy field blown up, you're going to get downloads. Your intuitive gifts are going to break free. You're going to be able to change and shift your perspective, which means your lives are going to drastically shift. But there ain't no better place to heal than on a beach, right? Let's walk on the beach. Amazing, amazing energy, and what a great space to be in.
And there's going to be also, I don't know if you mentioned it before, but sound bath healing processes, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we love the sound bath. Everybody loves a sound bath, right? But we also use tonalities and music during the processes when they're live. So when you have your DNA processes and when you have the vault sessions, we also use instruments and tones. That sound frequency is able to deepen the experience for you on a cellular level, as well as getting into the energy body. So that's a different thing that we can provide for you as well other than online. Can't beat sound therapy. Can't beat sound therapy. So all kinds of magical stuff happening.
Excellent. We see that plenty of people is already scanning the QR codes. As you see, for the 3-day retreat in November, you can actually point the camera of your cell phone to this QR code and you will be taken to the channeling. Julius, hold on, yes, channeljulius.com website where the information about this retreat is actually right now being held. So go there, read, ask questions. Obviously, if for everybody that goes to the retreat, they will be able to ask questions, right, to Julius?
Oh, yeah, it's an interactive. So just like you're getting here, Julius is going to do teachings, and you're always encouraged to interact during the teachings. So you're going to be able to ask questions, take new directions with Julius and things like that. I would love to be able to explain to everybody what Julius is going to be talking about, but I don't know. Honestly, these retreats are shot off the hip from Julius, reading the audience, reading the needs of the students that are showing up. That's the truth. That's the truth. There's nothing rehearsed about my channeling Julius. And there really is nothing rehearsed or planned about a lot of the things that we do. We sometimes kind of come up with ideas and guidelines. We just trust that Joyce is going to know what to do. But I also want to tell everybody this. If you have any questions, send them into Sue at support@channelingjulius.com. You won't get better customer service, more personalized customer service. She will answer all of your questions. She will nurture you and make sure you're comfortable with any and all of your decisions that you're making when it comes to receiving services or courses and classes or even retreats from us. Please don't hesitate to ask questions. That's what we're here for.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I really wanted to make sure that we spend a little bit of time to ask, to answer questions. Also, every single morning you will be able to join Kasey on the beach itself, right?
Absolutely. If you guys want to get crazy enough, if you want to get crazy enough and get up and have meditation with me, come and join me. We're going to do that before breakfast time. We're going to serve you breakfast, of course, in the morning. Then we're going to get deep into the processes and some of the theories and the lectures. Obviously, we'll break for lunch. We'll do repeat actions in the afternoon. So, again, I think that what is another true emphasis, Angel, that we want to talk about, that I know that you have talked about with your conscious leadership show and the people that become involved with you there, is the benefits of being around like-minded people. I could just step out of the retreat and leave you guys all alone and you guys just make magic together. It's the coolest thing, okay? If you are blocked in your life, come talk to this cool group. You talk about brainstorming, you talk about generosity, right? We catch students talking about business, personal life, healing, energy work. They aren't there pumping their services. It's just a wonderful integration. And people end up going, wow, I made the most interesting connections. I don't feel alone. I have answers. I have inspirations. This is what like-minded energy does. And then you always leave these things thinking, what if the globe worked this way, right? What if everybody cooperated with each other? What if everybody loved each other? This is going to be one of those experiences, I truly believe, for this year, that you're going to feel like it was the most valuable thing you did this year for yourself. It's going to help you upgrade and learn to love yourself more deeply and more fully. And there isn't anything more valuable than that. In fact, we will go as far as saying that is priceless for you. That is priceless.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And one of the things that they have, besides the fun and besides really literally getting to know people from so many places, so many stages in their lives, so many avenues in their lives, so many different people. Obviously, we all had in common that we were there to, experience something, to reconfigure ourselves, to make progress, to keep on our spiritual journey. But the one thing I remember very clearly is that nobody wanted to leave.
That's right.
Nobody.
It's so funny. In fact, we actually have had people linger over. It's hilarious that you say that, Angel, because we had that. I wouldn't call it a problem, but that was a consistent thing on the property. It was like, okay, bye-bye, okay, bye-bye. And they just stayed a whole nother day. Pretty soon everybody went shopping together. They went down to the rock quarry together. It was hilarious. We were like, we really ought to just tell everybody, hey, we're vacationing for a week, come on down, But you're right. It's always a great sign when nobody wants to leave. We always want to leave everybody wanting more. Don't we want that in life? You always want to be so joyous and feel so full and rich that you just want to bathe continually in the energy and the aftermath of the energy of extraordinary. And yes, we are very blessed that the students tend to linger. And we, again, love that and take that as a beautiful compliment to the experience.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. We wanted really to make sure that you guys know everything. And by the way, something else that I remember, again, I have a good memory, is that also people that were coming from outside the US, they were coming over several days in advance. So again, it's like the retreat place has a life of its own that starts well before the retreat itself, with everybody arriving there earlier. But anyway, I have very vivid memories from that time.
Yeah.
All right.
I think, Angel, one of your best memories had to be summer camp bathroom in the morning, right?
Yeah. It was really cold. It was really, really cold. And I remember, being so, I shower with cold water all year long, but I remember having very interesting conversations like lining up in the bathroom. You are absolutely right. Very, and obviously, I'm sure that people in the audience remember that too, because they were there with us too, and there were a lot of anecdotes happening. Yeah, it's a very special ecosystem that's being created among everybody, everyone attending. So, all right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Let's go to the next questions. This question comes from Jacqueline DeGrasse. On this physical planet, do breatharians or breatharians actually exist?
They do, but it also depends on your definition of that. Let's say that, okay? So there are a few 6th level of consciousness beings that are embodied here on the earth, and we will support that they do not consume food the way that the average person does. And that has to do with your body configuration changes and your vibrational aspect changes. Your digestive system no longer really exists in that level of consciousness. And you basically assimilate energy more like a plant does, So that is a truth. Having said that, there are people who spontaneously and sporadically practice breatharian lifestyle, but they do not do it full time. These are actually more broadly accepted as bouts of fasting, severe fasting, or intermittent fasting, but for long periods of time. And with great discipline, they can learn to sustain their bodies. But that takes a whole lot of practice, but they are not full breatharians. They are not 6th level of consciousness beings. And so they mostly are practicing extended work with fasting, which is also very good for your body and can be very cellularly restorative and healing for your body. But you have to build up to that aspect. That's what we will say.
Actually, let me actually remind everybody that we had with again another one of our best friends here in Expansion Network. We had this series of interviews with Ayla Ward. Ayla Ward. We have she was one of these daring publishers that during 2020, 2021, 2022 was publishing books with all the articles of all the people that realized what was going on in the world. So we had a series of conversations with her, and that was last year. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because we actually interviewed one of these guys. His name is Marcus. I don't remember, DeWitt. Marcus DeWitt is his name. And he's exactly how you just described it. Exactly how you just described it. He doesn't eat food. He doesn't drink anything but water. He's just, as you said, he's been doing that for a very long time, and his system, his body physical system, is like no other, right? It's completely different. But yes, we do have a very good example of someone that we interviewed here for Expansion Network, and we have both interviews with him in Spanish and in English. If you are interested, Marcus, Markus, the DE Witt, Witte, if I don't remember wrong. Okay, anyway, just wanted to close the circle because we have plenty of friends here. We do extraordinary things and we interview extraordinary people in Expansion Network, that's for sure. All right, so let's continue with more questions. This question actually is a long question from our one and only Stacy Savage, okay? So that's the beginning of the question. Julius, is healing the wound of not feeling that you are loved unconditionally simply practicing unconditional love for self, knowing that you are that source oneness? Or is there also a deeper practice we can implement? I always think I already know what you're going to say.
Master, you don't understand the depths of learning to love yourself unconditionally. There is no deeper practice. There is nothing deeper than unconditional love. That is source energy. And your statement of simply doing it seems to sound like it's a reduction in some way, like it's a frivolous task, like it's not useful enough. Then you don't understand the concept of unconditional love. It is the highest frequency, Master. It is the highest frequency that you could be putting into your body. It will transform your consciousness and your physical body. There isn't anything deeper than that. So we would encourage you to change or stretch or broaden your perception of what you stated is, which is unconditional love. That is non-judgment of all thought and fully loving yourself without an agenda. And there is nothing more powerful than that. And there is nothing simple about remembering how to do that, because if it was, everyone's consciousness would be at a 6th level by now. It is a journey of a lifetime, multiple lifetimes, multiple layers for you to come back to this truth, because you have been so deeply saturated from programming to take you away from that truth. And if you are aging, you are running more fear than love through your body, and you're not even aware of that. So with our unconditional love to you, Master, please reconsider the statement that you just made and never reduce the power of unconditional love. It is the strongest, deepest, broadest, truest energy that there is. It creates everything, and there is nothing above it in possibility.
Awesome. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Next question because we have someone else. Sony's here as well. Hi, Sony. Great to see you. Hi, all beautiful souls. Absolutely. 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 And we have like 2 or 3 questions from Sony. Let me see what's the first one. So one second. And we have also learned George here. All right, and we have more questions. And Robin saying, "Wow, that's such a powerful answer. Thank you, Julius." Absolutely. But the thing is, Stacy, let me say something. Let me add something. And Sony saying, "Love you." Stacy, let me say something. Like, even if you already know the answer, isn't it amazing that when you hear the answer again, even if you expected it, it's in a whole different energy level? That happened to me right now when you were saying it, and when also someone was saying, "Wow, exactly." So even though you might know the answer, it's just amazing to hear that answer again. So thank you so much. All right, yeah, and Sony says, "Yeah, love you, absolutely, we love you back." All right, so let me go up on the list of questions so I don't lose any of them. Okay, so for the first question from Sony is, "Hi all beautiful souls. I'm curious why some people learn easily foreign languages."
It's basically just training and practice of the brain. So it is a truth. So what if we told you this? This is going to be perhaps something very interesting for all of you to know. Angel, are you ready for this one?
Oh, of course.
The English language is the one that casts the most spells to your ignorance. Literally, the way it is formatted, so nonsensically, with inversions of truths and frivolity and laws and rules that make no sense, and the spelling that makes no sense other than it's a spell against your consciousness and your ability to broaden your comprehension, as well as your ability to convey linguistically. There is no more ignorant brained people than singularly or first language taught English embodied beings across the earth. When you speak a different language other than English first, those languages help your brain and encourage your brain to communicate more deeply, richly, and fully. Far less spell casting to limit the brain. And it actually makes learning multiple languages easier and easier and easier. That is a truth. That is a truth. So most multiple linguistic people do not speak English first. It comes much farther down the line where the brain is more easily and readily moving into comprehension and desire. The English language actually in the brain resists communication with other languages across the earth. How about that one?
Wow, that's something. Well, I am one of these multilingual. I actually speak 5 languages, and I never thought of this. My first language was Spanish, and then French, and then English, and then Portuguese and Catalan language as well. So it's amazing. I mean, I have to say that this is probably one of the most amazing answers I've ever heard. It surprises me a lot. I never thought we've spoken about the spelling and the spells, but I had never thought, and nobody ever told me this. So thank you so much for the question, Sony. Actually, Sony follows up and says, thanks, happy to be with you. What part of the brain learning the language, or we already spoke it before?
It's in the midbrain. It's centered in the midbrain. But here's what's interesting. We wonder if any of you have ever had this happen to you. We think you have. Have you ever gone to a foreign country and you have no study of the foreign language? You don't. You're just hoping and praying that they're going to speak English because they've programmed everybody around the world to think that English is a superior language because they want to program you with spells to keep you separate and singular away from each other. So of course they would support that being the primary language, right? To keep everybody in low consciousness. But have ever any of you gone to a foreign country and you've been so happy to be there, so full of joy to be there, so enjoying the people in the country that you sit down and you want to communicate, right? And you're sitting across from them and you're looking at them in the eye, and together you start communicating. It's the desire, it's the connection, okay? Pretty soon you're holding hands across the table. Pretty soon you're laughing. Pretty soon you're hugging. Pretty soon you understand each other. You may not be picking up all the detailed nuances of a conversation, but you've communicated. It's the coolest thing. Desire is the conduit for expansion. Desire. That then can lead you to want to communicate more. And it has very little to do with sitting down and doing study work. It's saturation, integration. You'll get out, you'll talk to people, you'll communicate with people. And the minute that they get the feeling that you are honoring them so much with your desire to communicate with them because you think they're fabulous, they will join you in that collaboration. And the both of you will walk away feeling like you just learned the most important language that there is. It's called love language.
Awesome. There's so many comments right now. I think that everybody is so surprised and impacted by what Julius just said. And there's so many comments here. And by the way, Sonny's asking why then is English the most spoken on earth? You already answered the question. You already answered. So Sonny, you already know the answer. And Helen Crawford is saying, it was always frustrating learning English as a kid. And I am British, she says. it's interesting. And Robin says, actually, haha, my hobby is Spurgeon. He always says that he's smarter. It's actually it's amazing what you just said. Yeah, thank you, Sonny. Absolutely, thank you. All right, all right, all right. Oh my God, it's impossible. We reached the end of the show. We have so many questions for next day. I'll make sure that I'll keep all of them in a safe place. And I think we had one of these aha moments today, and it was a very interesting conversation. And let me add something at the end of the show, Kasey and Julius, which is imagine this just magic moment that we had right now with a simple thing as the language and learning languages. Imagine what can happen during 3 full days on a retreat center close to the sea. And by the way, we didn't even mention the healing power of the sea, of the seawater.
Yeah.
Of the seawater. There's people all over the world just using seawater to heal themselves. So again, it's just a proof that incredible things are going to happen in November 8th, 9th, and 10th in Siesta Key Retreat Center, led by Kasey Wallace, channeling Julius and their group of entities. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of questions, Hildeby. Thank you so much for an epic show. Love and gratitude. I couldn't be more in agreement with that. Sony is saying, much love and gratitude. So happy I was able to catch the last part of the show. Blessings to you all. Thank you. Let me grow again. All right, here I am. Thank you for your time. Angel, Kasey, Julius. It was a great time. Actually, it was a lot of fun, and we all learned lots of things today. Absolutely. And again, some final words, Kasey?
There's so much going on. There's so much opening up, right? Love is everything that's coming through, Masters. You know it's true, right? We are so excited to be here with you. We are in so much gratitude for you. We're in love with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We are making a difference, right? We hope we're making a difference in your lives. You're making a difference in my life and Angel's life. I know that for sure because we talk about it off camera all the time. Mwah! Love you. And we will see you next week.
And actually, I cannot finish the show. Let me share an anecdote because something really special happened today also in the show. And I think it was the show, 17th show, I think it was, by the way, of the Conscious Leadership and Conscious Business, conversation show that we had earlier today. In the morning, it's in Spanish, but you can have the translation in English if you request Google, YouTube to do it. But the funny thing is, so listen, because we were talking about, how God loves the speed, how agility loves the speed. And we have ended up, the co-host and myself, we're talking about conscious leadership, okay? So just to frame it properly, to give you the right context. And we were getting so excited about the excitement of having fun, of having conscious leadership in the company where you work for, in the organization, in the community that you belong to. And literally today we have had one of these incredible, it was the most amazing show of all today about conscious leadership. And again, it was amazing. It's funny how all is aligned today. So definitely we are all rowing in the right direction. Thank you so much for joining us every single week. Again, see you next week around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Today is the 3rd, so it's going to be the 10th of October. 10th! The 10th of 2024. Any comments, Greg Nyman? He always has some comments to make. He's the guy that knows beyond.
He knows it all. He knows it all, doesn't it? It's crazy.
10/10/2024 is going to be our next show. Anything you would like to say, Greg Nyman? Come on, we give you a few more seconds. I'm sure that you have something to say. Sorry about that. We have so many extraordinary people in this show.
You know what? It's so true. Angel, I'll tell you, the students, I've been channeling Julius for over 15 years now. And what has been amazing to me, never ceases to amaze me, is how many practitioners we draw together. Isn't that the coolest thing, right? All these incredibly gifted people, all these incredibly generously, gifted people, broad-minded people. It is such a pleasure. It is such a pleasure, right? And look at Greg. I think he answered the question.
Of
There
course.
it is.
So you don't want to exactly learn, George. By the way, I have one question from you that we couldn't answer today, okay? But no worries. Oh my God. Oh my God. 1010 is awakening. So do you don't want to miss next show? Bring your friends over. Bring your family. It's going to be an awakening show yet again. Thank you so much for being always here and learn. George is saying, I'll have to catch the replay. Mad morning in Australia. Thank you. No problem. We are here for you. We are here for you. Again, we have to go. We don't want to go. We don't want to leave, but we have to do that. All right. Anyway, so again, thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you. We're sure that you have enjoyed our conversations today and obviously everything that Julius has shared with us. See you next week, the 10th of 2024. It will be the 78th Ask Julius Show outro show video right now. Bye-bye.